All right, Coach. I'm going to get started here in about 15 seconds.
All right.
Thank you. Three, two, one. All right, everybody, welcome to Beyond the Whistle, the Drew Falletta Show. Another great edition tonight with another great guest. Before I get started, I want to give a few mentions to my sponsors. Aliquippa Wholesale Tire. Currently, right now, Aliquippa Wholesale Tire has the best brake specials you have in town. Oil changes are $24.99. You can find Aliquippa Wholesale Tire on 2613 Broadhead Road. Great specials right now. Go see Brian Rum. You are not a customer. You are family. Tonight, Shulgan's Bar and Grill. After 4 p.m. tonight, 50-cent wings and shrimp. If you're looking to watch Duke versus North Carolina tonight, go to Shulgan's Bar and Grill. 50-cent wings and 50-cent shrimp. A few accolades here for my next guest. Quad A PIAA state champion as a quarterback in North Hills. 2014 Hall of Fame. As a quarterback in North Hills, he had 6,869 career yards. He was also WPIAL champion that year. He played at Pitt, 25 career games. Was the offense coordinator at Pine Richland before being promoted in 2013 as the head coach at Pine Richland. He was one of 6 finalists for 2018 U.S. Army Bull Coach of the Year. Without further ado, my next guest, it is an honor, Eric Kasperowicz. Coach, how you doing?
Doing great, Drew. Appreciate it. Thanks for having me on.
Thank you, Coach. So, Coach, you've been very busy lately. How are things going right now after this busy schedule? I know you're in Dallas. Coach, I want to say the USA 18 team. You had to go to Orlando a few weeks ago. How's it been for you? Still pretty busy?
Yeah, it's been a whirlwind. Starting to slow down here a little bit now. But I was lucky enough to go to actually San Antonio. Went down, my quarterback, Coach, played the U.S. Army National All-Star game down in San Antonio the first week of January. The second week of January, I was lucky enough to coach the U19 U.S. National team. So the best players in America versus Canada. So we played that the second week of January. And then this past week, I spoke in Orlando at the U.S. National Conference. So USA football is kind of the up-and-coming governing body of high school football nowadays. This is the second year they've held the national conference in Orlando. So I was lucky enough to get out and speak down there. I was able to take my family down and, did the Disney World at Universal, and was able to parlay that into a little bit of a vacation. So it was nice. But yeah, finally starting to slow down here a little bit now.
Coach, was this always a dream of yours? Obviously, every coach starting out player, then you become a coach, you have dreams, you have goals and aspirations. Did you always see yourself doing this, having these coaching clinics? I know you went to Michigan one year, obviously speaking down where you just did. Is this always something you envision doing, or is this something you're like, you look in the mirror and say, wow, I can't believe I'm doing this?
Yeah, I think once I was, it's just like most young kids, coming up playing sports and ultimately choosing football as the sport that I played. I wanted to play in the NFL, and when that didn't happen, I wanted to stay as close to the game as I could. I had some injuries and whatnot. That everything happens for a reason, and when I couldn't play, I knew I wanted to coach. So basically, my biggest decision when I was done playing in college was, do I want to coach high school or college?
Right.
So just did my homework there a little bit and spoke to a lot of college coaches at the time. My current coaches, some other guys that I knew, and had to figure out if I wanted to go the collegiate route or the high school route. Luckily enough, I was still close to my high school coach, Coach McCurry, and
yep.
I got my teaching certificate, majored in education, and decided to go that route. I'm glad I did. It's awesome. for obviously football here in Western Pennsylvania, but it's awesome it's an awesome life. It's a good life. It's great for families. I got 3 young kids.
Right.
I'm able to still spend time with them and not be away too much. Whereas, in college, it's a grind, and it's something that you're away from home quite a bit.
Right.
So maybe in the next stage in my life, that's something I want to try to get into. But I really like what I'm doing right now.
That's awesome, Coach. Appreciate you sharing that. So, for my first question I have for you, you obviously won a PI state championship. Correct me if I'm wrong. I saw was it 1993 or 1994?
93 football season.
That's what I thought. Okay, 93. So, what would the 18-year-old Eric told in 1990, or what would the 2017 coach who won the PI state championship at Pine Richland told the 18-year-old Eric in 1993?
Well, I'll tell you one thing. Winning both as a player and a coach, as a coach, I think was a little bit sweeter just because, what goes into it. As a player, you expect to win. We went to that game expecting to win. And as a coach, it's there's so many other variables. You're in charge of so many kids, and so many things can go wrong, go right. So it was definitely a sweeter feeling as a coach. But probably tell them that you're not as good as you think you are. As a young player, you think you're invincible and can take on anything, and that's a good trait to have. But just keep your head down and keep working hard because once you think you've gotten there, that's when you're getting passed by.
Right. And Coach, how would you evaluate it? I'll step into Pitt here. How would you evaluate your career at Pitt? And did you enjoy playing at Pitt Stadium, or how was the atmosphere at the time with the program at Pitt?
Yeah, it was. I had a great career. I wouldn't trade it for the world. I mean, obviously Pitt, has been on tough times here recently. They kind of, up until this past year, that 8-9 win market can't quite seem to get over the hump. So hopefully this year will be the year. I think Coach Narduzzi is the guy to get it done. So just got to keep these local guys local here and hopefully turn the corner. But yeah, Pitt Stadium was incredible. It's something that I hope they would go back to here shortly, just to get that atmosphere back.
Right.
Having that school on campus is so important. The atmosphere when I played, we packed that place probably.
Right.
If not every game, just about every single game, unless we were playing a Temple or not a stellar opponent, but we'd get 60-some thousand people in there easily. It would be a packed house.
Right.
Old school Pitt Stadium. I don't know if you were lucky enough to ever be there, but it was a great little setting right there on campus where the kids could walk to, the students could walk to, real intimate environment. So kind of miss that right now, to be honest.
No, I agree. And I did see a game. I went to the last game, I believe it was 1999 or 2000 against Notre Dame. I was actually there with my aunt, who's a season ticket holder, and that was very special. I just wish they had more wins on their resume during that year.
Yeah, no doubt.
So, leading up to your coaching career, what were your feelings on Coach McCurry, and what was one thing you took from his playbook or his philosophy on the game?
Yeah, I took a lot from Coach. I think that's, I'm not the smartest guy around, but I think I do a pretty good job of whoever I am around to try to take the best traits from those guys. So all the coaches I've had, I try to take the one or two best things they do and kind of make that my own and take that with me. But Coach was awesome. He was a hard worker. He would never been outworked.
Right.
Nobody would outwork him. We were always extremely prepared. So I definitely took that from him.
Right.
So at least in the years that I was there, the 10 years or so that I was there, we won 9 games or more every single year. So he developed a tradition there, unlike any other at the time. They've come on some hard times as of recent years, but Coach McCurry was definitely a legendary coach. If not the best, one of the best in the state of Pennsylvania, no doubt.
Thanks for that, Coach, and I definitely agree with you, and that's great stuff. So you go from North Hills, where you were assistant coach under Coach McCurry. You take your talents to Pine Richland. You're the OC. You get promoted in 2013. You become the head coach of Pine Richland. Day one at your winter meetings with your team and your staff, what was your message for the team, and what was the expectations?
Yeah, that's easy. The message was we got to change the culture. We had to make football fun again, and that was the number one goal, is we're all striving for a greater goal and just ourselves. And expectations, again, something I learned from Coach McCurry, and, winning state championships as a player, they're always high. From day one when we got in there, we want to play for a state championship. That's one thing we don't really talk about much. We don't talk about, what we're going to accomplish, but we really stress how we're going to accomplish it. So we have goals, but we really don't talk about this much. It's just more a 1-0 kind of mentality. Every day we come in, whether it's weightlifting or film study or practice or the classroom, we just want to go 1-0 and do the best we can that day. And that's kind of the approach we've taken ever since.
Hey, Coach, obviously you're a busy guy. It's the off season now. You come off a Whitfield State Championship. I don't know your program one bit. Obviously, I've seen you coach. I've seen your games. I've seen the product you put out there, and it's excellent. But I see you in your program, and I don't see it as a program. I'm going to come out and say it. I'm going to call Pine Richland a football factory. I think what you've done there is tremendous. 53-13 speaks for itself. You won 80% of your games. I feel like you don't have to challenge your players. I feel like your players and your leaders and your team challenge the rest of the guys on the roster. And if I can elaborate, to me, that's when you build a football factory. Is you don't have to set schedules, and whether it's in a weight room, whether it's skill work, agility. I feel like your players and leaders and your senior leaders or junior leaders are challenging guys themselves. Would you agree with that statement?
Yeah, well, I appreciate the compliment. I'm not sure quite, we're there yet. I think we're doing good things. Always striving to be as best we can. But I think you're spot on. I've kind of said this to my kids this past season. Good teams, I'm not sure exactly how the quote goes, but good teams, coaches are constantly having to lead and
right.
kind of get on the kids. But great teams, championship teams, are when they're player driven, and when the players are kind of running things and expectations from each other are extremely high, and
right.
I don't have to kind of get on them as much because it's run from in-house. So
right.
you hit the nail on the head.
So, Coach, next question, two-part question for you. What's your message for your halftime adjustments, whether you're winning the game, losing the game? Does it depend on coverages? Does it depend on just overall what's going on, whether you're winning or losing? And and being an ex-quarterback, being an offensive guru, what defense scares you the most? Is it a 4-3, cover 2? Is it a dime package? What concerns you and your quarterback the most?
I'll work backwards there. It's definitely an odd front. A 3-4 is kind of what gives us the most issues because they're able to cover us down. We're a spread, a lot of up-tempo teams, so, we just kind of spread the field to the max. And, teams that line up in a 4-3, they have one less guy that can cover us down. They got one extra guy on the line of scrimmage, obviously, so it gives us a little more room to work.
Right.
So a 3-4 would be the toughest thing there. And then what was the first part there?
Your halftime adjustments, is it based on personnel, whether you're winning, losing at the time? How do you and your staff go about that?
Yeah, it all depends. We've been fortunate the past few years that we've had a lot of games that were kind of, out of hand at halftime. So we were able to rest a lot of our starters.
Right.
In second half, I think 9 of the 16 games this year, we had our starters out at halftime. Which was awesome. Number one, to keep them healthy.
Right.
But B, and probably more importantly, now looking back, you get a lot of the young guys a lot of work. We played 16 games last year, which is a lot of games. But those 2s and 3s that didn't really play much on a Friday night or start on a Friday night, they got a lot of action because they played half football games in 9 of the 16 games. Plus, they played a JV schedule as well, so they got a lot of work too. So it's almost like the equivalent of a college spring football season where you get those kind of extra 15 practices. We feel playing, these long seasons, we get so much more work, and again, that you're practicing too. So you're getting that many more weeks of practice.
Right, and Coach, obviously at the collegiate level, Division I level, certain experts, as I call them, call schools wide receiver U, linebacker U. You're going to laugh at me here, but with Ben DiNucci and Phil Jerkovic, I'm calling Pine Richland quarterback high. I would bet that you have another quarterback here in the works that's going to come up and be great again. Obviously, I think you're an offensive genius. Stats don't lie. Who's your next upcoming star at Pine Richland?
Yeah, we got a couple good young kids. We got a couple kids in the program right now. A junior, a senior. We got a good freshman coming up as well. So we're gonna have 3 kids really compete for the position this year. Obviously nobody's gonna replace Phil. You just don't replace a guy like that. He's right. Once probably a decade talent. I mean, such an incredible kid. He's gonna have a very bright future at Notre Dame, and I think eventually he'll be playing on Sundays. But
wow, you heard it first.
Expectations are high, and the bar's high. So whoever the next guy is,
right.
Understands what we expect from him.
Right. And yeah, Phil threw for 3,969 yards, and that's just passing. I'm sure expectations are very high at Notre Dame. And that leads to my next question. With the recruiting process, do you get involved a lot? Do you let the parents do most of it with their sons? Or do you pull your kids to the office and say, hey, I don't know about this coach. This coach is an honorable man. Do you get involved a lot, or do you kind of stay back unless coaches call you and talk and want to evaluate kids?
Yeah, I'm involved, a lot, tons. Every day. That's like a second job. It's a part of my job. It's a part of my job description. No, I mean, at a school like Pine Richland and what we've kind of had over the past few years, the schools come to us. So there's not many calls per se that I'm making unless I have a kid that wants to be recruited by a certain school. So I'll reach out to them and see if there's any interest there. But I think last year we had 140 schools come through. That's Division 1, 2, 3. Ivy League, Patriot League. This year we're upwards, probably a little bit higher than that now. I mean, there was one day last week or 2 weeks ago where we had Michigan, Michigan State, Penn State, Wisconsin, and Northwestern all at the high school at the same day. So it was almost half of the Big Ten.
Wow.
Was at Pine Richland. Recruit. So again, that's something that I think is special. I think kids want to be a part of. But back to your point about recruiting, it's a big time job. I got my day job, obviously teaching. But then thank God for technology, because I can monitor and track a lot of that with my phone, setting appointments for the kids to meet with coaches, and then we do a lot after school as well at the stadium where they're coming in and able to shake hands and eyeball a kid to see if it's the type of kid that they want in their program.
Right. No, and that's absolutely great stuff, and that's wonderful that you do that for your players. So obviously, we spoke offline a little bit. I've been a big supporter of yours, social media wise. 53-13, won 80% of your games. You won the 6th finalist for coaches for United States coaches in the country in the U.S. Army Bowl Coach of the Year. I know you're very happy at Pine Richland, but is it time for you, Coach, to go to the next level and share your talents? Because here's my thing. Pat Narduzzi signed it. And this one makes sense to me. Just hear me out. Pat Narduzzi just signed a 7-year deal. You're a former player. My opinion, you're the best coach in Pennsylvania. My opinion, I'll argue with anybody, you're the best coach in the country. Is it time for Pat Narduzzi maybe to give you a call? And here's the thing. I know you have a young family. It's in Pittsburgh. You live in Pittsburgh. It makes sense. If Pat Narduzzi gave you a call, would you listen?
Yeah, that's definitely something that I've been kind of, thinking about the past few years. I've had some offers over the past few years. Just haven't been the right one yet. I love what I'm doing. I love Pine Richland. I love the district. I love everything about it. I love the kids. We built a pretty special place. Like you said, I got some young family of my own, and I like what I'm doing right now. But someday I do want to make the jump. I think that's something that intrigues me about the game, and just kind of moving up to the next level. I think it's human nature to want to keep progressing. But yeah, if Coach made the right offer, I'll definitely have to listen to it.
Because here's my thing, Coach. You won a Whitfield championship. You won a state championship. You're 53-13. My thing is, what else do you have to prove? Is there still for you, I've done it? Or is there still, are you smell the rose? Are you the type of coach that smells the roses, and you and your family or just yourself says, you know what? We obviously want to keep winning championships. I've done it. Look at my resume. What motivates you still?
Yeah, I'm just back at it. I'm going to ride this out as long as I can. We kind of joke about it all the time, but we're back at it. People have short memories, around here. So you got to, what have you done for me lately? So we want to try to put our heads down and get back to work and go 1-0 tomorrow and start it again and see what the 2018 senior class can bring to the table. But like I mentioned earlier, the expectations are high, and we're going to go out and give it another shot.
And Coach, I got a few more questions for you, and I'll let you go. Appreciate it. Whoever's tuning in right now, currently listening, I'm on with the Pine Richland head coach, Eric Kasperowicz. So, Coach, here's my thing for you is, obviously you talked about the collegiate level. I want to talk about North Hills a little bit, if that's all right with you.
Yeah.
Do you think North Hills screwed up not giving you the head coaching job?
No. I mean, I never really even looked into it, to be honest.
Okay.
So I left in what would you say, 2012, I believe.
Correct.
I took the Pine Richland job. So in about 2011, Coach McCurry was still there, and
right.
I was with him for 10 years, and
right.
We sat down and had a conversation. I actually got offered the Avonworth High School job 3 years earlier, and I was contemplating taking it, but I decided to stay. And
right.
In 2010 or so, I was ready to go.
Right.
I had to sit down with Coach and wanted to see how much longer he had, because I was probably going to be one of the next guys to be considered for that job. And he told
absolutely.
Me, Eric, I still coach at least three or four more years, and that's it. So I was ready to go, and I kind of been eyeballing, probably 3-4 years before that, and where could I go? If something opened up, where would I go? Would it be North Allegheny? I know I didn't want to move far.
Right.
Would it be Fox Chapel? Would it be Hampton? Would it be, I was definitely eyeing up the northern area schools, because that's where I lived, in the North Hills. But I always kept an eye on Pine Richland. We played them there in, I think, two or 3 years in 2008, 2009, 2010.
Right.
We barely beat them all 3 years. Like they were beating us, and we had to come back and into some barn burner games. And I kind of said they were kind of the sleeping giant of the North. I said that way back and kind of put a little asterisk next to them, that if any opportunity would have present themselves, I was going to go. And that's what I did. Coach told me 3 more years, and I didn't want to wait anymore, so I took the opportunity. I came up as the offense coordinator. Coach Ultimus, who was there at the time,
yep.
He told me, I'll bring you up. I only have probably another year or two and bring me to be the next guy, and the rest is history. That's exactly what happened. 2 years later, I got named the head coach, and actually the following year after that, 2013, I believe, is when Coach McCurry finally did retire, and I was already into my second year at Pine Richland and never even thought about putting into the job. And I don't know if people think that I got passed over, or I never even applied or thought about taking the job. I was well on my way and happy with my new position. But I do wish North Hills well. I mean, it's my alma mater, and
exactly.
Hopefully they'll be able to get it back on track here, and get back to the winning ways.
Right, and Coach, I meant no disrespect by that, obviously. I'm just saying, looking at it now, obviously, my father coached at North Hills for 3 seasons, I believe, in boys basketball. So I knew you prior, and I always thought you were a young guy when you started out. I always saw you doing what you're doing now at Pine Richland. To me, being a former champion there at North Hills, I knew the pedigree you came from. I knew what you were going to do. I just thought it made sense to give you the opportunity, but obviously that's in the past, and there's nothing we can do about it now.
Yeah, I think it was a timing thing. I was ready to go and ready to take a shot at being a head coach.
Right.
Coach McCurry, obviously, like I said, legendary and one of the best to ever do it. He wasn't ready to go, so I just kind of saw a great opportunity, a great district, and like I said at the beginning, everything happens for a reason.
Right.
So.
And 2 more questions. Yep. And Coach, two more questions for you, and I'll let you go here. Appreciate it. So, obviously, speaking to you and seeing social media, I've seen in interviews with PBG, the Trib. You're a very humble guy. I'm not humble at all. I'm not going to be humble for you at all. Obviously, you won 80% of your games. Your resume speaks for itself. You're one of the top coaches in the country. In my opinion, you're the best. You preached to your staff, to your roster, team. a lot of coaches at any level, high school, college, pro, I think they lose sight of that. It becomes them. Obviously, salaries are higher today in high school. Salaries are very high, as we know about, at the Power 5 level in college. But if a parent ever, and parents are tough today, and here's where I'm going with this. If a parent ever questions you, which I'm sure none is, and if they do, they need to leave the district immediately, do you kind of tell them, like, hey, look at my resume, look at my numbers, look what I've done here, kind of like, don't even bother with me?
You'd be surprised, for the most part, I haven't had many issues, but parents nowadays, if there was one thing, and I'll leave it at this, if there was one thing that would drive me away from doing what I love and coaching football, it would be the parents. I don't care if you're 16-0 or 1-16. I think you're going to have some issues. It goes from why aren't we winning, 16 team or whatever, to being 16-0, and why is Johnny touching the ball more? Why are you throwing the ball to Stevie? So you'd be surprised. Parents are tough, and I think that's the way of the times today. And I think that they just trust their coaches. And I know back in the day when I was a player, I would never, ever, ever. My dad would never think about saying a word to my coach.
Right.
But it's different now. It's different now. I don't get it that much. Like I said, I think we got a pretty good situation out where I'm at, and winning definitely helps. But still get a little bit here and there. You'd be surprised. Right.
Hey, Coach. Last question here. I'll let you go. It's a little more personal. So, my father started out at Hopewell High School boys basketball coach in 1995. I was 5 years old. He went to the gym a lot, was trying to build a program, kind of like you were. Started out, first time head coach, wanted to build a program. My mother sacrificed a lot. I give her tons of credit. Very strong woman. He really focused. Obviously, went to work his daytime job, was at the gym developing players, trying to build a program. How much credit for the success you've had, and obviously you're very busy, you're traveling a lot, you're doing great things, you're getting recognized at the college level. How much success does your wife get for this, and how strong of a woman at home do you need to do the things you're doing at the level you're doing as a head coach?
Yeah, that's an awesome question. And, I said this, I opened up, I think it was our banquet, or an interview I did as well. And she's the real head coach. She's the one that kind of runs the show, and she runs the family and allows me to do what I love to do. So without a strong woman at home to be there with the kids, like I said, I have three young kids that are running in 15 different directions on every single day, and be able to put football as a priority, and have 65 other little kids there that I'm kind of in charge of as well. She's a saint, love her to death, and you can't have a successful. I don't think I wouldn't be as successful as I am on the football field without a successful home life. Having somebody at home, knowing that everything's going to be okay when I come home, that it's all good. So, but I think one good thing as well that times have changed a little bit is with technology, kind of like I mentioned before. Mm-hmm. There's a lot more nowadays that I can do from home. So,
right.
Back in the old days, you'd be gone studying film. We all just sit in one room. I remember as a young coach, we all just sit in one room and watch the one tape that we had of Central Catholic, and we'd sit there for 4 hours and stuff. Now it's all on the iPad, it's all online. So even though I might be doing some stuff at home, I'm at least here, and the kids are running around, and I can help out and do a load of laundry or do this or do that in between. So that definitely helps. But it wouldn't be able to be as successful without a great wife for sure.
Coach, does she yell during games? Is she very loud and crazy, or is she kind of quiet?
Well, I think she's pretty mellow. I think when my son, if he ever starts playing, I think that might change. But no, she's pretty under control.
That's awesome, Coach. Coach, last thing, is there anything you'd like to say to your fans out there, to your followers, people like myself who root for you on a consistent basis, who want to see you do really well? Any fans out there who want to see you at the collegiate level, Power 5 level? Is there anything you'd like to say to them before you go?
Yeah, thanks for all the support. It's awesome. I love what I do. I love going there and making a difference in these young kids' lives. That's ultimately what it's about. It's being there for them and seeing them grow up into young men. I think I have as much power as, I don't know, just about any position out there, because I get to influence so many young men's lives. You know, 65 to 70 kids any given year that myself and my great staff have the opportunity to influence. And that's why I do it. You know, just seeing these kids, you know, kind of grow from squirrely little ninth graders up to, you know, 18-year-old young men and ready to shoot them out to society is a pleasure to see. But yeah, just appreciate the support. You know, keep coming out. Pine is a great community, great place to see a game, great place to raise a family. So, you know, thanks to everybody.
Coach, thank you so much. And hey, I need you to send me some Pine Richland gear. I need a Pine Richland shirt, and I need a Pine Richland hat, please.
As long as you promise to wear it on the air, you got it, bub.
Coach, I will wear it next segment. You have my word. Thanks, Coach.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Take care. Tell the family I said hey. All right, Coach. Bye-bye. All right, guys. Great episode there with the head coach of Pine Richland, Eric Kasperowicz. Thank you, Coach. I hope I pronounced that correct. Thank you, Coach. Once again, great segment, great insight on recruiting, parents, high school coaches having success going to the next level. I definitely would like to see him on Pitt staff, and I think we will. Real quick, shout out to Alcoa Wholesale Tire and owner Brian Rahm. Right here behind me, you see my new sign. I want to thank you, Brian Rahm. You're a class act. $24.99. Best oil change, the best price you'll find. Everywhere I've been in the Pittsburgh area, it's between $35 and $50 for an oil change. $24.99, best price you'll get, and it's the best oil change you ever get. Tonight, Shulligan's, 50-cent wings and shrimp, Duke, North Carolina. Great rivalry, Tobacco Road, must watch. My next guest, Sunday, 6 p.m., Conridge Collins, former fullback, University of Pittsburgh, was the best fullback, and I will argue that, in the country in 2008. As well, he started his brand, YGB United. You got to believe. Shout out to YGB. Shout out to Conridge. I will have Conridge on Sunday night. Thank you, everybody, for listening. I greatly appreciate it. And please, if you have questions, go on my website or message me directly. I want your guys' questions being answered, but I want to have them ahead of time so I can ask my guest. Thank you, guys. Take care. Have a great night. And have fun and watch that game on Tobacco Road. Good night, guys. God bless.